Welcome back. It's time for open mic discussion here on Youth Cafe. And tonight we just want to talk about sports and young people. And we're really going to have a good conversation around this. Allow me to introduce our panel for this evening. Closer to me is Kylie Acheng. She's a representative of the youth in diaspora. It's good to have you here. It's the first time. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
And next to Kylie is Collins Olimba, who is the CEO of Chezo Sports. He has a great academy that allows him to train young people in the area of sports. I would love to hear from him. It's also good to have you here.
Shukran.
And Aseli, on your end,
I'm seated with ladies like over here.
With bows
There's
and
two
arrows.
of them actually. Her name is Shizana Anwar, and then right next to us is Roxy. Nimsupu ameiva by the yako na figure.
You called it Roxy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awoni yako na figure. She's an archer. This is our bow, and we're chilling.
Oh, I like that. This is our bow and we're chilling. Thank you guys for coming here tonight. Actually, I mean, Shizana, allow me to start with you. You play a very not complicated, but not so popular sport here in Kenya, actually. When you told your parents that this is the direction you want to take in terms of career, what was their response towards that?
I think it was the other way around. They were like, you should do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because we came across the sport together. We went out as a family for an outing, and the Archery Association had set up a stall. And, of course, they were giving people a try. So I was very young at the time. I tried it out, and my parents were... I was a sports person in general, and my parents were just like, yeah, you should keep at this. Mm-hmm. They have religious reasons for saying that, but they pushed me to do it.
And would you confidently say that this is what helps you put food on the table? It's your source of finance, sports.
It can be, but I'm still working on making it that. Because it's a growing sport, it's still very small. But once you tap into it, then I'm sure it could work for many people.
Coaches, niaje? Ebu niambie unafilaje kuhusu sports in Kenya generally, especially as a coach. Wewe nataka kwanza uniambie wewe identify aje talent. Unajua mazejo hii ni talent iko hapa.
Mwanzo nashukuru hii platform. Sport ya Kenya ni untapped talent. Hiyo ni jungle. Bado utilize, bado tujajenga sport yetu kukua an economic industry. Hapo ndio tunapiga shortfall. So it has a lot of opportunity yenye tunafaa to take up. So kutap talent, mimi kwa sababu ni academy, sibagui, anybody can play.
Yep. Na nakwambia umeipata opportunity by the way kufanya sports yako hapa Kasarani.
Hapa Kasarani? Hapa ni labda kuleta hawa junior ball boy. So yeah, it's a good facility.
Na wewe mwenyewe ulicheza sport gani? Unajua watu wanakucheki labda umedungilia hivyo labda wanasema huyu labda ni kama Mourinho labda hakucheza sporti.
By the way, Mourinho inspires me. He was my guy. He was my man. I didn't partake professional sport. But from my study nikianza high school hapo nilikuwa nishaitwa coach.
Sitaki jua.
Kylie, for you represent the youth abroad. I would love to hear your thoughts on this issue where we've seen young people sort of change citizenship from Kenya to Qatar, or, you move to America. For various reasons, they appreciated more there. Even in terms of the financial support that they get, you find other countries will see our talent, take it, poach it, and it's really been an issue within our sports area here in Kenya. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, even being a diaspora, I'm very patriotic. So I believe that if I'm talented, I should be able to play for my country comfortably without having to move to a different country to play for them. I feel like the main problem is that we don't really support sports enough. We don't really value it as much. And so they're not getting enough sponsorship from East African companies, Kenyan companies. And so you find if someone is not getting paid well enough, and yet another country, for instance, Bahrain, is like, come and play for us and we'll give you a lot of money. Anyone is human, it's like a career. Everyone would take up that opportunity to travel and go and play for another country.
Collins, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, indeed. I pick up the point on the companies are shunning away to support our Kenyan company, our Kenyan sports. But on that end, I don't think it's the companies that are the problem. We're also not making the sport sellable to companies too. So that's an area we can work on.
Shizana, would you agree with that? Do you feel like your country gives you support? Do you feel that you do get, that you're getting any form of support, not even from your nation really, but even other companies that come to you and say, hey, listen, we see your talent, we see what you're trying to do for this nation, and guess what? We support that.
I think it's subjective. For example, you can see I'm very patriotic. I always wear my Kenya shirt when I go for interviews and stuff. So that's even the shoes, up down to the shoes. But you see, when it comes, for example, archery being such a small sport, when it comes to companies, for example, when we were trying to go for the Olympics, I needed a lot of funding to get for training and so on and so forth. We did approach companies for sponsorship, but a lot of them, they would go a particular way. They'd be like, yeah, this is cool. And then they would just be like, no. And they would actually back out. So in the end, we didn't actually get funding from companies. We had to rely on the government and personal sponsors.
So even it's the private sector that needs to also to play a role in this if we're going to genuinely grow our sports area for young people, right?
Yeah, precisely.
And Collins, for you, I also know that your academy really goes to places like the slum areas, and you scout for young talent within the slum areas. Do you think, can you genuinely say, because you're on the ground, that sports can also be an answer to drugs that we are seeing within, that we as young people sort of face as challenges, a form of source, a career even?
Yes, indeed. I particularly also get my best talent from the slum. And that's where the struggle is. Because one talented boy at 10 or 9 years is struggling with basic needs. You know, he's very vulnerable. He's likely to end up in drug situations. And very talented footballers are very, very vulnerable, unlike normal persons. Because a very talented player is ambitious enough, wants to go somewhere. But if that dream doesn't come to pass, that's the problem. He'll be the worst. He'll be the problem to the society. So generally, that's an area that, particularly as you are speaking about corporates coming, because I find corporates, like for instance in football, they come in and form their own teams. They do actually not CSR in a way, but I see old guys with Vitambis playing football on a weekday. I come to watch their games. It's not quality enough. They rather spend their money not on their team, but on tapping and producing good footballers or good sports persons.
Okay. Anwar, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you think the Kenyan system of education, that's 844, gives enough space for guys to be able to practice other activities, especially sports, instead of just concentrating on books? Like you're in class from 8 till around 5. 5:30 you're in traffic, you get home around 7. Do you think the timetable is good enough, like the 844 system? I don't know if you went through the system though.
I actually didn't, but from what I hear and see today, I don't think so. Just the other day, I played other sports, and we're trying to get girls to come forward, and their mothers come and be like, she can't, she has tuitions all weekend that she cannot come and play the sport with us. And so she's literally studying the whole time. And I'll be like, I remember once in high school, and I tell this story to people because it's very important. Once in high school, the smartest girl in our school, you can imagine the whole school was like, this girl is going places. She was rejected by the university she wanted to go to because she had nothing but grades.
Do you think the Kenyan government, Kenya will make sure that try kutai sporty na kitabu, yani ikwe ni motivation, msi akienda daro anajua bado nitafanya sporti na bado nitakuwa daro?
Yeah, hiyo point umesema about education system mwanzo. Thank God kuna system inakam ile mpya. I've tried to study it, I've tried to go through it. It save it, like tapping talent. For instance, we footballers hapa tuko vilified, tunaambiwa atuja Kenya hakuna ball mnajua. Of course atujui ball juu we don't start early. Ile time mtoto anafanya homework, uko a young hazard in Belgium, anatoka chuo directly akiingia grau for 2 hours a day or 1 hour 30 minutes per day at least. Weekends is only matches. So system yetu needs to change as much as possible. Okay. Na hata hiyo time naona watoto wanaenda breaks. One of my very good best players in class 7 huwa ananiita niende shule yao. Ananiambia hata wakicheza hiyo kiwanja kubwa, ball kila class 7 wako na ball yao, class 8 wako na ball yao, na wanacheza goals hizo mbili, but teams ziko kama 10, mnacheza not 11 aside. So that's a very good player not being taught. He could have utilized that time to be trained well. So hapo books kidogo hapo tumeanguka flat.
Asante sana. We nakwambia Asante sana, hiyo point ni ya maana, lakini si wenda street every single week, si kuwa na segment inaitwa Street Sense, si dunda mtaani, tunaongea na wasee wanasema tunataka kujua vile wana feel kuhusu sporti in Kenya. Gava inatupatia enough attention na sports inasaidiaje my youth man? Check Street Sense.
So Mika, young upcoming footballer, I mean sports ni important kwa my youth. Zinasaidia vijana wasiende kuexpose na madre and stuff. Alafu time yenye ingetumika ukispoiluko na mabeshte inatumika kwa game. Yeah. Story na kupewa attention na gava. I think the government needs to take a step kusaidia vijana. Youth wanna get lost, unapata mseli kwa wacheza ball, wameingia kwa madre simply because hakuna resources.
To some extent, it has been given attention, but not that much. The county governments should collude with the national government to give sports much attention.
Kasi hii ndio the only way to exercise. Hakuna njia nyingine tunaweza exercise. Alafu sioni kama government pay enough importance to sports unless athletics pekee Kenya.
Attention kwanza hapa hivi grassroots. Unapata mayuzi wengi wanacheza futa poa, lakini wakifika ile level wameperform, unapata wamepotelea kwa madrugs.
Ni hobby for instance, lakini tumecheza tukiwa dogo, lakini bado hajafika ile kiwango kwa professional players.
Kwa table tennis hajapatiwa attention vile. Sana niliona chairman wa table tennis anajaribu kuleta hiyo stuff, lakini kuna a lot of hiyo hindrance kutoka gavana, sijui nini nikaa kuna mashida zingine. Labda ni wanafanya na sports wanaiweka kando sana, wanaiweka chini.
Sasa hii kama sasa free time, hakuna kazi, hakuna watalii. Inabidi sasa tunapoteza time na kucheza mpira.
Tunaona wenzangu sasa bado kufanya kazi wanacheza mpira. Kwa sababu hakuna kazi. Unaona, vijana wengi wamesota na vijana wengi hawana kazi. Mitatu kicheki mitani vijana wengi wameharibika, mabesi zangu ni maunga, watu wengine wamechanganya, yani wameathirika kiasi cha hali ni ngumu.
Napenda sana mpira. So ndio maana ukiona tumeungana kama sisi huku wa pwani ambayo tumekuja kutafuta riski, lakini sana pia tunacheza mpira kwa sababu mpira pia nao ni riski nyingine.
Unapoteza ile fikra kwamba unaweza kwenda kwa mihadarati, ile wakati ambao unajisikwenda kwa mihadarati unatumia wakati unakuja kufanya mazoezi.
Kikaa maskani utakaa kule udanganywe na mwenzako uvute banki nini, lakini ukija huku wewe akili yako ni mpira, kuogelea, kunini, kutafuta riski ya halali.
Haya, unajua of course kila time unaona Street Sense unajua mtaa yako imerepresentiwa na umecheki Youthman bado wanazusha story ya gava na haifanyi enough. But then there's something you said earlier on, Anwar. You said that you did not choose your sport. Like, do you think kids are supposed to be left to be kids and youths to be youths, like you choose whatever you want for yourself?
I think that would be better. You can always force a kid to play something. They might not be as passionate about it as they are something else. So you give them the opportunity to try a whole bunch of things. Let them be the jack of all trades when they're young, and then they'll become a master of maybe one or even two. You never know.
And the thing is, even as we are live tonight here on at Kasarani Stadium, and we're really discussing this issue of sports, Asali, you asked a very profound question, whether our education system really incorporates activities like sports, arts, and creativity. Kylie, we could learn one or two things from abroad when it comes to nurturing young people and sports. If I'm not wrong, you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, who started their careers at the ages of 16, even younger, right? We can learn one or two things from those people.
I think maybe the biggest problem with our system is that it expects everyone to just be book smart completely.
Yeah.
It fails to recognize that some people will be more talented in the swimming pool or more talented, in sports. Whereas abroad, people are given the opportunities, so talent is able to be scouted at a young age and identified in schools. And so I think what we're talking about now, this education system being evolved to incorporate sports, I think it's very important.
Right, continue.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, so Collins, even with you being having an academy of its own that really looks for young talent to to bring up. We've just had elections, and we are going for another run. But sports, we know how it is. It brings people together. It's that one language that we all understand. It goes beyond religion, ethnicity, tribe, borders, etc. Do you feel like sports, especially with this election that we've just had and we're going into again, has played a critical role in bringing unity?
Yes, indeed. Sports is a guarantee for our current situation to bring back unity. That will be the guarantee. If the government can use it, we'll have Chan in January. Trust me, all people will be there. It won't matter who you are, Luya. So sports indeed is the best way to bring in it. And at the moment, we sports people are together. Like footballers, we don't mind age, the tribe or so, but the country itself has not really used sports enough to bring unity.
Shizana, when you are out in the field and you're doing your thing, and in all the other activities that you're involved with, such as softball and football, what sort of conversation do you have around with the young people there, especially during this time with the election fever? Do you feel like sports really brings that unity amongst young people?
It does. I think it's about passion, to be honest, because we find the people who are passionate about what they're playing, for example. So you would have a lot of, even the captain of our team is sometimes like, we might have to skip training because, we're hearing stories about their riots or so on and so forth. And you'll still find most of the girls are being really upset. And people will still be like, no, let's try. Let's just do it earlier so we're back home before it's dark. But you'll find people are very passionate about things and they always come together despite it because they love what they do. So,
okay. So, Shizana, allow me to just throw a ball into this. I really want to see how this works right here. I want you to show me how this works. How do you hold it? Of course, we're not going to shoot any arrows here.
It's not just it's Roxy.
Roxy. Okay, how do you hold Roxy? Because I'm sure, and like also as you're doing that, how much does this cost? I'm sure it's not cheap at all.
Okay, well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you. It depends. Well, I guess it depends on. I like to when I'm talking about equipment, I say it's like cars. You can buy a Toyota Vitz that will get you from A to B, or you can spend on the Porsche. So you see, there's a difference in price, but both cars will still get you from A to B. So when it comes to archery, when you're starting out, if you're on a tight budget, you can buy your Vitz, and it will get you from A to B. But when you start to climb the ladder and you get to higher competition, then you're going to have to save up for the Porsche.
Honestly, you're holding it like that, and the only thing that is coming to my mind is Hunger Games. Anyway, show me how do you hold it? How do you when you're preparing? I know. You've got to do this. Okay, what's that called?
This is a finger tab.
Finger
tab. Yeah.
Okay.
So it protects my fingers from the string because basically I'm drawing back about 36 divided by 2.2, so about 16 kilograms.
Yeah.
Every time I draw her back, which gets tiring because we shoot a minimum of 72 arrows per competition.
72 hours.
Yeah. Arrows.
Yeah, arrows. Okay.
So, you just hold the handle, you grip the string, and whenever you're ready, you draw all the way back. So I'm just going to draw once.
Yeah, and deal with the cameraman. Deal with him.
And that's, oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. The following program has been rated 17. Please don't try this at home.
How long did it take you to learn that?
Well, I've been doing it for 15 years now. But I think I had the right teachers. So to learn it to this extent, I'm still learning, to be honest. So I need more time. But it must have taken me, as in within a week, given the right information, I think you could have this.
I like that. Within a week, you can be given the right information. I feel like the perfect example is Diego. YouTube University.
Lakini zinzi kwanza, hii kitu ikiletwa mtaani, si inaweza tesa watu sana. Coaches, hebu imagine hii stuff imeletwa saa mtaani. Upatikana na chali unakatiana huko hivyo dimia wenyewe, si anapita nawe mbaya.
Hii stuff hapa mtaani.
Itakuwa ngori, si ndio?
Hata kwa side nimemuuliza. Nikasema tulichezea tu fair.
Mazejo, si tulichezea fair. Check it hizi vitu.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that is
fair masos.
That is beautiful. Shizana, there's something you also mentioned to me behind the scenes, and it's the issue, one of the challenges that you're having with softball, if I'm not wrong, throw ball, is that you don't have anyone to play it with.
Okay, basically, it's right now it's a community-based game, so we're lacking, and it's a girls' sport. So we're trying to find girls to join the team and play, which is a struggle in general.
Do you hear that? It's girls, and they need people. Okay, how, where can we get involved? Where does it take place?
I can give you that information afterwards.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mimi nataka kujua kitu moja kwanza Zinzi. Unajua mtaani by the way kuna kuwaga na most of the girls wameanza kuji-involve na sports. Lakini wanaambiwa ndio uabsorbiwe into the team, lazima pia udoze na coaches. Unasikia? Kuna vitu kama hizo. Msee anakuambia, Mazejo, you can't join the team kama kuna sexual abuse ina go on na wase wataki kuichukulia serious. Wewe una feel aje juu hii story? Unafikiria madem wame highlightiwa? In that case kulikuwa na expose ilifanywa na BBC by the way. So hiyo ni kitu mi kwanza ilinipata by surprise because ni BBC walikam na hiyo story wakasema Mazejo Kenya kuna vitu hizo zinaendelea. What's your take on that?
By the first hand ni directly nimesikia rumors kama za hiyo story. Hizo ni stories za udu kabisa. Hapo ni ufala. And the girl child especially kwa hii sport ya mtaani unaona kuna vile tunafaa to improve vile tuna deal na girl child. Yani let's just get professional. Hata watoto we are just not professional enough, maybe watu wenye kwa hii ball no wonder such situations ina happen. So hapo juu kuna mapolisi zile ma child rights na nini, alafu pia nipo kama ni una deal na madem seme ma girls wanacheza ball ama nini hiyo sport, jaribu bring a lady. No, I've tried to mentor in girls as coaches so that sababu avoid kukua wewe ndio una deal nao completely. Kuna issues za girls pia zenye uwezi deal.
Kylie, kuna issue moja big ika notorious inaitwa doping. Like most of the things that have been happening out there ni lakini Kenyans luckily hajakuwa involved doping in sports. What's your take on that? Like imekuwa ni people are using that as a way to boost their well-being in their career. Well-being like in quotes.
I think it's very unfortunate, and that just shows us how everything is commercialized. Because you find these people are doping because they can't keep up with our Kenyan runners. So, they're trying to get ahead, and so they'll do whatever it takes to be or appear to be the fastest, which I think is so unfortunate. Because true talent should shine regardless of what you take. You don't have to take drugs or anything to run fast or whatever. So I think it's so unfortunate that athletes are doing that across the world.
Do you feel, even as we were doing this show live from Kasarani Stadium and we're streaming live on YouTube and so forth, do you feel like the young people abroad, Kenyans to be more specific, take pride? I know you said you take pride when you see the athletes in every sport, in any bit the Olympics and so forth. The conversations that you have with young people in regards to sports, especially Kenyans from abroad, do you feel like they really have that pride that they take?
Definitely. In fact, every year when Sevens is coming up, Rugby Sevens, you will see the stadium in London filled with Kenyans in the shirts like hers, cheering on Kenyans. And earlier you mentioned something about sports bringing people together. I definitely think sports brings youth together, especially where I'm from in the UK, it definitely does.
What do you think needs to be done more, especially to uphold or rather to uplift Kenya's sports outside there, to empower young people, to empower women, to empower people from lower communities? What more do you think that we need to do?
I think it needs to begin by us supporting our own. So each and every person has a responsibility to play. For us, let's go and watch the sports. Let's go and support them. Let's pay to see our athletes doing what they do. Archery sports, let's play. Let's go and support them, And then with regards to the government, and everyone has a role to play, government, companies, let's just all support each other. I think that's the biggest thing.
Kylie, I love your point. Government, private sector, as well as us Kenyans, going outside there, pay to actually see our athletes do their own thing. It's a matter of supporting it. And we're live from Kasarani Stadium here on Youth Cafe tonight. And as always, even as we're talking about sports, which is amazing, we never leave the art scene out. And this week on Art Corner, we have an amazing person to show to you. So take a look.
My name is Ivan Skiragu, and I'm the CEO and founder of Mikan Games. So basically, Mikan Games started to me as a passion. It started as a group of people who wanted to create a form of entertainment. It started as a hobby, but with time it developed into a company, and now we make interactive media from animations to mobile games. We have an amazing new game that is out that is called Knuckles 2017. It's a game that features politicians, local politicians in Kenya, in a video game, in a combat video game, and they're fighting. And it's all blows and kicks, but in the long run, all we are campaigning for is cohesion as a nation and peace to the youth who are most likely to be swayed by these politicians. So we're educating the youth and at the same time having fun with video games. When we were coming up with the idea of this video game, we wanted to create a video game that, one, had never been done before. Number two, was locally themed, and number three was intensively entertaining. So this game that we decided to have politicians in was majorly because, one, we all know these politicians. We are going to vote for these people come the elections. So we wanted to put them all in a video game, make it immersive, and make it entertaining. And that's how we came up with the idea. We just wanted to think outside the box, the norm. So we were not only just releasing the video game, we were releasing the video game and constantly updating it to basically feature politicians who are on the come up or who have just come up. So yes, we expected it. Now what we did not expect is maybe that petition to go through and now you're coming back to marketing all over again. That we did not expect, but hey, and it's amazing for us.
My name is Karen Mikali. I was the animator for Knockout 2017. The creation process was really fun. It was challenging at times, but as a group, we got to learn so much more, and we look forward to creating better games for Kenyans.
My name is Nagumo. I was the background design. It was fun and challenging because of the computers and stuff and school, but yeah, I will encourage everyone to download it and look it up.
My name is Darin Monene, and I am the creative director. It was fun working with Mikan Games, and I enjoyed the development process. First of all, I would like to say that you can get the game at Google Play Store, and look us up on Mikan Games Facebook page and on Instagram.
Okay, so we are live here from Kasarani Aquatic Stadium. Look how beautiful it is. You should see the water. But
Zizi, do you know how to swim, by the way?
Aseli, are you testing me? I can swim. I know how to swim.
Lies. Last time nilikuona unateseka kwa maji.
No, swimming and tennis. I promise you.
Tennis?
Yes.
Zizi, wewe sasa tennis?
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Kesho tutakuwa hapa hivi Kasarani basi. Hapa tu.
Bring it on.
Tuoneka unajua kuswim.
Sawa. Haya. Okay.
Haya.
Done deal.
Okay.
Anyway, Shizana, your closing remarks.
I was just getting into the fight.
No, you can jump in.
I can jump in. Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there to watch then. I'll be there to play and watch. I'm in.
You can play tennis?
Never played it in my life, no. But I don't mind trying.
Sure. Is there anything that you haven't done? You were telling me for softball, throwball.
I'm generally a sports person. The only sport I've never been drawn to is cricket. I don't know why I don't like it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
Cricket so far.
Okay. So, closing comments.
I'm not sure. I'd just like to encourage the youth for example, we have more or less concluded tonight that sports brings people together, and it's something that we need to be stronger and better people. So I would probably just encourage the youth to do it. Find something you're passionate about, especially if it's a sport. Join it, take it up, take it as far as you can go.
And that even maybe the private sector shouldn't just leave this to the government?
Yeah. Funding. Yeah,
Thank you. Funding. It's important.
Very important.
Private sector. It's important. Collins, for you, your closing remarks on this, and how people can really tap into your academy. If I have a young boy or daughter, how can I find you?
Yep. First, I'll encourage parents generally to support and allow their kids to join football and other sports at an early age, especially so that they can really run through professional life. Cheza Sports is open to enrollment. Yeah, we are based in South B at Railway Training Institute. We enroll from 4 years to 23. That I believe you can go all the way to play pro. You can check us through our website www.chezasports.co.ke, or we have social media presence on Instagram, WhatsApp, and not really WhatsApp. Let's say the stuff.
Okay.
So good. We open. You can if you feel like you can enroll your son or daughter, or you as between that age as a youth man who you feel you have the legs to play, come in. Thanks.
Kylie, tunafanya closing remarks, lakini mimi nataka kujua kwanza, mbona una accent na umeishi majuu na wase wanaendanga India na wanakuanga na accent?
Hizo ni ujinga.
Nasikia hizo ni ujinga man. Like sipendangi ujinga.
But Kylie, I want to hear from you. Even as facilities as you, I really want to hear from you. Especially your message to young Kenyans abroad.
Yes.
And how they can support talent at home.
I think it's just support. People will pay so much money to go and watch Manchester United play, but no one will pay as much to go and watch, a local game in a school. So let's just support our own talent and we'll go far. I think that's to everyone, companies, government, and individuals. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Shizana, do you still want to, you said you want to sing. Do you still want to sing? No? You don't want, you sure?
Joking. I wanted all of us
you never know who is watching.
I wanted all of us to form a band.
A band?
I would have said boy band.
Which song?
Oh, no, we're not all boy band. Representing.
Nakwambia.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
She was speaking hata tujasikia kile alikuwa anasema. Sikuage hivyo. Ati umesema boy band.
Yeah, I thought we could all just do a song together. But I've been left alone on this one. So.
No, watch this space. An album is coming right here.
Tunafungua band. In short.
Okay.
Zinzi.
Shizana Anwar, thank you so much for coming. First time, I hope you come again. And good luck with everything. Colin Solimba, who has an academy, a sports academy, doing amazing things, especially in the slum areas. Asante Sana for coming. Kylie Ocheng, who is the representative for young people in the diaspora. Again, thank you guys for coming. I hope you'll come again. And for driving this conversation, sports within Kenya. Hopefully next time we'll even take a bigger angle and take a look at the African continent in itself. That's another conversation for another day. However, as always, the show has to come to an end. But thank you as well, our audience at home, that really make this show possible and what it is. And just giving 60 minutes intentionally for young people, for us to discuss what is important to our hearts. And tonight we are coming to you live from the Kasarani Aquatic Stadium. Thank you so much for really supporting us here on KTN News. But we're going to leave you with Friday Briefing. But before that, Asili?
Mimi nataka kuambia, first of all, it's aquatic. Aquatic is key. Kasarani Aquatic Sports Center. Yawa. Nakwambia, it's been amazing. I hope that you guys are going to be an influence huko nyumbani pia as well. And of course, from the hottest man in East and Central Africa, I have to say good night. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about temperature. Najua kuna njeve, but good night.